Hi, this is Russell Stannard from teachertrainingvideos.com. Today I'm going to show you how to create a website. I'm actually going to show you a website and then I'm almost going to copy that website and recreate it so you really get to see exactly how I do it. Menu system, contact page, videos, pictures, clickable links, everything in there. The great thing about the tool that I'm going to show you, which is Google Sites, is that it's so flexible. So you could use it for your school, you could use it as a teacher, you could have a teacher blog, you could have a teacher profile, you could use it, for example, for creating e-portfolios. You could teach your students to create websites, for example, so that they can have their own student profile. So there's loads of different ways to use this one technology that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to take you through it step by step. I really hope you like the video. If you do, please remember to like the video, please remember to comment on it, and please remember also to share it, and don't forget also to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's get straight into it. So what we're going to try and do is replicate this website. So you can see it's my profile website, russellstannard.com. It's got various links. We've got a home page here with some information about me, and we've got some clickable links and some clickable pictures, so I'll show you how to do that. Obviously you want to learn to do the menu system, have a nice picture at the top. Also want to be able to do what I've got on here is actually a couple of videos of myself presenting, so we're going to learn how to embed video from YouTube into our website as well. And we can even, for example, make sure that we've got a form that people can fill in if they want to ask us any questions and send anything to us. So lots of things that we can do. We can replicate this. It's not going to look exactly the same. It's going to look very, very similar. And we're going to start now and actually start to create our website in Google Sites and keep referring back to this one and try to build something very similar. So the first thing we need to do is to go to Google Sites, and to do that we need to be logged into Google. Google Sites is one of the apps that's available on your Google Drive. So if you click on your apps, once you're logged into Google, come down to your Drive, that's the easiest way, and then click on New, and where you want to come down to, and I've done that a bit too quickly, click on New and come down here, More, and then the one that you're looking for is Google Sites, and that will open up your Google site. And the best thing I would tell you to do straight away is, first of all, give your actual file name, the actual name of the file you're creating, give that a name. So I'm just going to call that Russell Stannard website, okay, without any gaps, because that's the file name. And then I'm going to write that here as well, Russell Stannard profile, let's put, okay, and that's the actual title when people come on to the website and see it. So I've started off, I've literally almost created now the banner for the first page. There it is, the header. We can change that anyway, and now what we want to do is start to add content into this first page. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a picture onto the screen. If you double click, you've kind of got two options. If you've already got pictures that you've uploaded into Google, perhaps into your Google Drive, or pictures have been shared with you, or you've used pictures, for example, in your blog or on Google Forms or Google Docs, then you can actually access those pictures by just clicking here and going to your Google Drive, and you should find there your images, and you'll even find images that have been shared with you by other people. Now, what else you can do though is, if you double click, it's just simply click on upload. If you click on upload, you can upload a picture from your own computer. So I'm going to grab, for example, let's quickly grab a picture that we can use. So just want a kind of standard picture for this presentation. That'll do. Okay, let's click on that one there. Click on open. That puts the picture in the screen. Now I can move that picture around, so I can always play around with where that picture is situated. In fact, if you move it like this, you see that and that straight away is very easy to manipulate and to work with, and a lot of other websites you can't do that, so that's really quite useful. And I can also resize it if I want to make it a bit smaller or a bit bigger. I can, if you notice, even add a clickable link here, which I'll do in a minute. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to have some text here. So I'm going to double click again. Notice I've moved the picture over to the left hand side. I've double clicked again. I'm going to click on text, and just to save time, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to copy the text from part of my home page. Okay, so obviously in reality I would need to write my text out, but if I just simply click here on the home page and copy this piece of text here, so I'm just going to grab that, okay, copy that, and then come back to my Google sites. I'm going to paste that text in. Okay, now actually in this case it will add the links in for me, which is quite lucky. I will be showing you, don't worry, how to do links as well, but you can just see how easy I can actually situate a picture on one side and add some text on the other, and that flexibility with Google Sites is one of the things I really like about working with it. Now we can easily add links onto the page, so I'm going to show you first of all with this here. So if I've got obviously a picture here, if I click on this one, insert link, I can actually, for example, just copy the web page here. So I'm just copying that. Okay, come back to the Google site, and I'm just going to paste in that link. Okay, and click on apply, and now that image is clickable, and I'm going to show you in a minute how it looked. Now I can do the same thing as well on text. If, for example, I just select that text there, so I'm going to click on Russell Stannard, select Russell Stannard, click on link here. I'll add the same link just for speed, but obviously I could add a link to something else. Click on paste and then apply. Now I've now made the image clickable, and there are actually several links here as well within the document. And if I was to click here on preview, I could actually see now how my first page is looking. Now at the moment we've only got one page, so we haven't got, you know, different menu items, but we'll do that in a minute. And let me show you what would happen if I clicked on Russell Stannard. It would actually open up the Russell Stannard site, and if I clicked on here, that link was already there because I copied and pasted it, so that link stays and that link works. But also if I clicked here, you'll see that that link works. So it's really easy to add links either to text or to add links to pictures. So I'm going to close down the preview, come back to the site, and the next thing I want to do is add a new page. And again, this is brilliant when you're working with Google Sites, it's just so quick. So I'm going to click over here on pages, and we're going to add another page, and what we're going to do is we're going to call this page interviews. So we click here and we add a new page, interviews. Okay, click on done. So we've now got 2 pages, and you'll notice that immediately the menu system is created. Now for most of you, that you would think, well, that's kind of standard, but actually it isn't. Often when you work with website development, you create the pages, but then you have to create the menu and then link your menu items to the pages, and in fact you even have to do that with Blogger. So the fact that when you create your pages the menu system is automatically created for you is a massive help, and something that wouldn't necessarily happen if you were using another web development tool. So what I want to do now is add a video, and there are again various ways we're going to do this, but what we're going to do this time is just come over to insert, and we're going to add a video from YouTube. So luckily if we come down here, we can just click on YouTube. Now Google links to everything that's in your Google Drive and everything that's on YouTube, because obviously YouTube is part of Google. So if I wanted to add a video in here, I could do it 2 ways. One, I could just search for it. So I'm going to search for Russell Stannard Russia, because I know there's a kind of interview of me talking here. I think it's here, right? So I'm going to actually click on this and add that. So click on that, then click on select, and that video is now added into the screen. So it's that simple for me to actually add a video from YouTube into the website. Now again, I'm going to double click on this side now and add in some text. So I'm going to click here and I'm just going to quickly write something. So I've just written a little bit of text here. You can also tidy up the text. So if you wanted to, for example, put anything in bold, for example, you can do that. Or if you even wanted to have a title, so maybe for example if I just drop that down and I'm going to just put Moscow Russia, or yeah, let's just put Moscow emerging conference, okay, and I actually wanted to put that into a bigger size. Now I like using these systems because it kind of means that everything's equal, so I'm going to call that a header and make that the header. And if I consistently use that, it's going to make all the pages look nice. So now I've suddenly got a website with 2 pages on it. We'll sort out this kind of banner here a bit later, but for now, again, if I just want to come back and preview this, just one thing very important: when you're not previewing, you can't play the video. Okay, you can only play the video once you preview it, and then you will be able to see that the video is working perfectly. And if I click on it, there it is, and the video will start playing. And of course I've got a home page as well, and I can click on that, and I can click on interviews. So I've now got 2 pages, and you can see really how easy it is to just create these pages and then put the content in there. So I've got this website developing right in front of my eyes, and when I think back to how hard that would have been when I first started using a technology called Fronter many years ago, it really has moved on a lot. Okay, I'm going to show you a lovely feature in Google Sites. I'm going to go back and create a new page. So click on pages here. What we're going to do is we're going to create a photo gallery. So we're going to call this photos. So we're adding a new page called photos. Done. And just to mention, you can actually have submenu. So if you want a drop down menu where you roll over and then you've got various choices, if you notice, you can click here and add a sub page under any of your pages. You might do that, for example, if you had articles, and then you might have peer-reviewed articles and magazine articles, newspaper articles, etc. So if you want to have a sub-menu system, you can do. And again, that's really easy to do in Google Sites, and that's not always the case when you work with other tools. Now, what I'm going to do here is come to that photo, come on to insert, and I'm actually going to work with these layouts. Now, these layouts are great, and I'm going to just click on this one. And this layout basically creates a lovely kind of gallery for me where I can write the text underneath and put the picture here. So I just click here, and then I can just upload a photo. So I'll, for example, put that picture in the first one. So click on open, and then click on here. I'm going to upload a picture. Again, obviously I need to have the media in place. That's going to be really important. So hopefully I've got enough pictures to play around with. I think I have. So I'm just going to come down and add, for example, this one in here. Let's click on that. Good. And then click again here. Add another picture, upload the picture. We'll do this one here, and then we'll add another picture. So we click on this one, and you can see how really kind of nicely I can create a gallery. Let's try that one there, and it puts all the pictures in for me, and then I can just simply write the text underneath. Now I won't bore you by doing this, but you get the idea. Very powerful. These layouts are so useful because they help you to make the website look really professional. Hi, I know you're in the middle of the video, so this is just a super quick plug. I hope you're enjoying the video, and if you want more content, then please come to teachertrainingvideos.com. All of the videos are free. At the top of the screen, there's lots of kind of different technologies that I cover, like Edmodo and Snagit and Kahoot and YouTube, etc. And below you'll find some kind of theme-based things around things like the flipped classroom, e-portfolios, etc. If you want to keep up with my work, there's 2 things you can do. One, you can sign up to the newsletter. That way you'll be updated on all the latest videos, all the webinars I run, any online courses I run, etc. And the other place to look or follow my content is to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that way you get all the backdated material over the years that I've added up onto the YouTube channel. And thank you very much. Sorry about that, and let's get back to the video. So our website's looking quite funky now. We've got these 3 pages. We've got a home page, we've got a photos page. Again, I could have clicked here and added much more text. I've just simply put the information about the place where I was at, and we've got an interviews page. Okay, and anytime I want to check that, I just click here, and that will open up onto the screen. And when I finish, I just click back. So we're really starting to build this up now. A couple of really important things is one of them is going to be that you're probably going to want some sort of contact page. That is where people can actually contact you. Now the way that we're going to do this is actually we're going to work with what we call Google Forms. So we're going to create a Google form and then put that into our website. And the brilliant thing about Google Sites is that everything that you create, like your Google Forms, your Google Docs, your Google Slides, everything you can actually add in straight into your website. So once you've got an idea about what your Google Drive is and how you can create all of this content, you can learn to just simply link things immediately. And if you notice when you click on insert, it basically always has here a lovely list of all the things that you can grab from your own Google Drive. And I'm just going to give you an example of this. just to make that kind of clear. Okay, so if I was to add another page, I'm going to come back to pages and I'm going to click on a page and I'm going to call this slides. Okay, click on done. So let's imagine then I've got a PowerPoint presentation that I want to add in to my website here. Now obviously I've saved lots of PowerPoint slides or Google slides and I've saved them on my Google Drive. So what I can do is come back to insert, come down to my slides, and it will show me all of the Google slides that I've ever created. And I can take one of these. So for example, let's say that I wanted to this one here. And then just simply click on insert and it will pull that Google slide out and put it straight into a page, and then of course I can reorganize it. And of course if I was to then click on this button here, I will be able to go through the pages of the slide. So brilliant. And now you can see why it's so versatile, because see, if you wanted students to put up their slides or presentations into their website, or the teacher wants to do it to give the content to the students, there are so many different ways that we could use this site. We're going to concentrate today on using it as a kind of profile page, but as I said, there are many ways that we could work with this tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a Google form first, save that on my Google Drive, and then I'm going to link it in my Google Sites. So let's have a look at how you would do that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is click on my drive and I'm going to click come over to new. So I've completely come out of the actual production of the website. So basically what I've done here, and let's do it right from the beginning just to make it really clear. I'm on Google and I've clicked on, I've come down to my drive. So I'm literally coming in again. And this time I'm going to click on new. And so I always press the button too quickly. New, and then I'm going to come down here again to more. And this time I'm going to go for Google Forms. And what we're going to call this is a contact form. So I'm going to click here and call contact form, and remember that's the actual name of the file, so I don't want any gaps in that. Then I'm going to put here contact form, and what I'm going to do is create a gap there. I'm going to say if you want to contact Russell, please complete this form. Okay, simple as that. And now I'm going to start. So obviously the question you're probably going to have at the beginning is going to be just a short answer question, because you're probably going to want their name. So I'm going to put full name. Full name. So I get their name, and then I'm going to ask another question. So I'm going to click here, and this second one I'm going to ask for is their email address. Obviously, if they want to write to me, I need their name and their email address so that I can respond. So we're going to get their name and their email address, and again we're going to put this as a short answer. And what we're going to do here is, well, just going to click back to the first one. I'm going to make that required. They have to give me that information, otherwise they can't email me. And I'll do the second one on the second question as well. I'm going to do the same, required. And I'm also going to click here. There's something interesting we can do, response validation, and I can say that it's going to, I definitely want it, because it's an email, it definitely should be text, and it should contain an email address. And that way, when the students or when the people fill in the contact form to connect to me, then it will double check that an email address is being used rather than something else. So it's not perfect, but it will help. Now I need obviously a third thing in this contact form, and that is where people can write and obviously say whatever they want to say to me. So I'm just going to click on short paragraph and say, what do you want to contact me about? Okay, so I've literally created this contact form. Again, I'm going to make that a required question. So we've created this form. Now what we want to do with this form is actually embed it into the Google Drive, and there's a few ways that we can do this. All right, the way I'm going to show you is, we already know it's called contact form. Okay, that's the name of the file. Is I'm going to close this now. So I've created this. Okay, I'm going to close it, and I'm going to come back to my Google Sites. I'm going to create a new page called Contact Me. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to call it Contact Me. Click on Done. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that Google form in that I added. Remember, everything that you add onto your Google Drive, you can automatically connect to in Google Sites. So all I need to do is come down to Insert and then look for Google Sites, and I can, if I look through here, I'm actually looking for Google Forms now, yeah, because I'm looking for that contact. If I click there, what you'll normally find, it will be the first one. It will always be the latest one. So that's because I've created it today. Click on that and click on insert, and now that form will be added into the page, and I'm just making it a little bit bigger. Now, does that actually work? Well, the answer is yes, it does, and I'm going to show you how it would work. So how does this contact form work, and how do I get the information? Okay, so let's imagine that I'm a student, so I'm going to click here and click on preview, and I'm going to put my name as John Smith. Okay, and then I need to put an email address, so I'm going to put John Smith, John Smith at gmail.com, and then what I'm going to put here is hello, how are you? Okay, so let's see if the message actually is received by Russell. So obviously I'm pretending here that I'm somebody else, and all I need to do now if I click is to submit that. Okay, so what happens to me, to the person that obviously is going to receive it? So you've got created this website. If you go back to your website now and go to the Google form that you created, or sorry, not go back to your website, apologies, go back to your Google Drive. If you go back to your Google Drive now and look for that contact form that you've just created, and I can see it here, and if I click on it now and open it up, I will actually see that, look, there's already been a response. So you would always need to come on and look and see if there's been any recent responses. And if I click there, I can see, look, John Smith has contacted me, that's his email address, and this is what message he's given me. So, and I could also add that into, for example, like a kind of spreadsheet as well, so if I wanted all the answers. So it's a really quick way of not only creating a website, creating a contact form, but then of course that contact form will actually work. Now, one thing we haven't looked at, and really important now, is we've almost created this website. Couple more things that I want to focus on. One, obviously how you publish it, and two, how we could tidy it up and make it even look more professional. So let's kind of finish with those two last things. Now, there are various things we can do. Look at this, we could change the image of the header. So if we click here at the moment, we've got obviously just using a kind of really simple one. We could, for example, select from an image here. We get loads that are provided for us. Let's just have a quick look and see if there's any one that's kind of a bit sort of educationally based that I might find interesting. Okay, let's say, all right, this one has got like kind of books and stuff. So this one here. So if it was going to be that, I could click on select, and that could become the background to my image. I could, of course, even upload an image. So I'm going to click here and just show you another possibility. So I could change the image, upload. Now, I've got some actual kind of montages. So if I was to come here and quickly grab one of my montages, I could, in theory, add up a similar picture to the one that I use in my websites, and click on there, and that is now up there onto the screen. So that's starting to look a little bit like this. Okay, it's not exactly the same, but it's a similar idea. So one thing you can do is change the header. That's just one thing. Now there's actually more things you can do as well. You've got some themes here, and you can come over to these themes and you could try a different theme, and that's going to kind of, and that when you do that as well, you've got a couple of options. Number one, you can just simply change the color but stay with the same theme, but get the base colors to change. So that's an option as well. Okay, or another possibility is to say, no, well, I want to use a different one, so I'm going to choose, for example, this. And then again, you'd have to see whether or not that fits with the fact you've now got an image on the screen. Because this one, for example, produces a line. So I've got vision here, I've got diplomat here, I've got Aristotle here. Aristotle looks quite good, so I'm going to leave it on that. Now, whenever you apply one of these themes, make sure that you kind of check it and make sure that all your pages are going to work. So I'm looking here now, I'm saying, right, home, photos, let's have a look, seems okay. Contact me with my form, that seems okay. I've got my slides, that seems okay. Remember, I can even click through those slides, and then I've got my interview. So I've built a website in the time that it's taken me to do this video with you that looks pretty good. It's not amazing, but I mean, for a student to do this, it's all quite nicely cleanly organized. This could be your business, contact information, your teacher profile, a blog, it could be an ideas page, etc. So you can start to see how easy it is to create a website using Google Sites. Now the last thing we need to look at really is how you publish. Okay, we're coming to one of the trickiest things now, and which is publishing and try to understand it. So I'm going to try and be super clear when I do this. The publish button's over here on the right, and if you click on that publish button, the first thing is that this is going to be your web address. So in my case, it's going to be https sites google.com view Russell Stannard website. That is my address. So that is where people will be able to find me when I publish. Not at the moment, they won't be able to. Now, if you wanted to have a custom URL, so for example, my real profile page says russellstannard.com, or my website is teachertrainingvideos.com, but that is because I've bought those domain names. So it is possible to link your Google site to a proper domain name, but obviously that's going to cost money, and we're not going to do that on this course. What we're doing on this course is simply publishing using the domain name that Google Sites gives to us. Now, just to point out one really important thing, you have never published the site until you click on this button here. And when you do publish it, you can unpublish it straight away anyway. But before we publish, so we still haven't published, we need to click on Manage People. And what we're going to do here is we're going to set it so that only specific people can either view or they can edit your website. Now, you might want them to edit your website if, for example, you were getting your students to collaborate together and work together on a site. So that would be a good time to actually get students to collaborate and work together. In most cases, what you're probably going to want to do is to allow people to view your site. Now, that if you click on this button here, if you want anyone to be able to view your site, obviously they would need the link. So that doesn't mean to say even if you publish it and say anyone can view your published version that anyone's going to see it at all. Obviously what you would need to do is then copy the link and share it on Twitter, or share it on a website, or email it to people, and then they could click and look. So that's definitely one way of publicizing your production. Remember, even if you publish it on the internet, really no one's going to find it. Okay, but if you click anyone can view this published version and click on save, then if you shared the link with whoever you shared it with, they would be able to see the website. If you only want specific people to view your website, then click on specific people, click on save. Now, if you clicked on done now, that only would mean that only you could see it. No one else at all could see it. But you might want to add other people to be able to see your website. And all you would do is put their name here. So you would add their name. But something really important. So if I put in a name here and then click on send, an email will be sent to that person, and that other person would be able to view my website. But you actually have two options. You can invite other people to view your site. So if I wrote in an email address now and I chose view and then clicked on OK, they could only view the site, but they couldn't edit it. If I was a student and I perhaps wanted 2 or 3 of my friends or colleagues, students, friends to work together with me, well, I could put their email addresses in here, but I would choose that they can edit. Okay, so I'm going to just do a really quick example for you, just so that you can see what it's like the other end as well. So I'm going to put on can view only. I'm going to add someone's email address in here, and then I'm going to click on OK. And I'm actually going to send an invitation to another email address of mine, just so that you can see how it works for the person that receives the email. So all you need to do is to add someone's email address, or as many people as you want. Obviously, in most cases, you're going to set it to can view and then click on OK, and they will receive, in fact, you click on OK and then send, and they will receive an email. So I've added one person's name. I can add more people, and notice it says here OK. So I do obviously need to then click on that OK button and then click on done, and that person will then be notified. Okay, now one little interesting thing is that you can prevent them, even though they can edit. Well, at the moment they can edit. I'm going to actually set it so that this person can only view, so it doesn't matter. If you set people to edit, you can actually prevent editors from publishing changing settings. So yes, they can edit, but they can't add new people themselves. So that can be quite a good setting if you're asking other people to edit. Okay, So obviously this person, Teacher Training Videos, has now received an email, and I just thought it'd be interesting for you to see that email. And if I click on done now, okay, I just want to remind you one thing. I still haven't published, so even though an email has been sent to this other person, they still wouldn't be able to see the website until I click on the magic button. Now they will be able to see the website because I've published it and I've sent an invitation to them. Remember, you can unpublish at any time. So let's just quickly jump over and see what the other this other person's going to receive. So they get an email saying that the published following site, and they can click, and that is going to allow them to view the site. Remember, that's the only person that can view this site because I chose specific people and only invited one person to actually see the website. So hopefully that made that really clear, because this is really important and I do get lots of questions about this. So as a final thing, let's say that you do want to really share this website with lots of people. Well, come over to your share with others. This time you're going to change the setting on published, and you're going to say anyone can view the published version. And then obviously what's going to be really important for you to do, just click on done, is then share the link with as many people through Twitter, through Facebook, etc., through your website. And all you would need to do that is come down to view published site, and that link there is all you need to do. Share. Now anybody who has that link would be able to access your website. If at any time you change your mind, you can go back again, click on this button here and change it back. So if I decided, for example, that I only want specific people, change, I'm going to go back again, and now it means that only that one person can view the site again. So it's that easy. And remember, as I've said before, you can unpublish. Hi, I really hope that video was useful. Please like it, please comment on it and ask me any questions if you've got any questions. And of course, please share it with other teachers. If you come to teachertrainingvideos.com, you'll find lots more free material. At the top here, I've got this kind of section with different technologies that I cover, like Snagit, Camtasia, Kahoot, Edmodo, Moodle, etc. If you come down below, you'll see that there's also some kind of more theme-based stuff around things like the flipped classroom, e-portfolios, feedback, etc. Now, if you want to keep up with my work, I suggest two things. One, to keep up with all the latest stuff, sign up to my newsletter, and that way you'll know about all the webinars I'm running, any short courses I'm running, and all the new videos that I've added up. And then the other thing you can do is to sign up to my YouTube channel, which is getting quite popular now, and that way you would get access to all the backdated videos. And please, if you like any of the videos, please comment on them, please leave me questions, and I will always do my best to get back to you. And thank you very much. And finally, if you'd like to continue your studies, I've provided you with 3 links to 3 sets of videos that I think you might find interesting. And thank you very much.